What's happening? What's crack-a-lacking? I got my coffee. I'm on vacation today. I work all next weekend, so I'm really wanting to enjoy this 3-day weekend. I wanted to give you another update on the Hoodoo Ridge. I do apologize for the complexity of how this whole thing has turned out, but this is representative of often what happens when I smoke pipe tobacco, and it's just not something I usually document or share with people. I'm a little confused because today I'm smoking it out of my 311 KS, and it's good. It's enjoyable. It is not as good as when I smoke out of the Brian Dorn Bing. And you know, I talked to Brian about that a little bit, and he's got some super aged briar because he's been waiting on a shipment. And you know, he has briar on reserves for pipes, and because his shipment was so delayed, he's been crafting lately. All his pipes have been from that old briar. So I'm not super familiar with the differences with old briar versus newer briar, and that I Googled it a little bit. There's tannins involved. Old briar can produce more neutral smokes and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I didn't really go down the rabbit hole. All I know is when I smoke this Hoodoo Ridge out of the Brian Dorn Bing, it's amazing. I love it. Now, what makes this more murky and confusing is this is my second smoke out of the 311 KS, and I'm not getting any of those weird characteristics that I had before, where it was no flavor, spicy, steamy, almost like it was a wet smoke. I'm not getting any of that. The flavor's coming through. All of it's coming through. It's just not quite as enjoyable. It's not as enjoyable as it was out of the Bing. So that could just be because this blend does well in Bings. It could be a combination of that and the fact that I'm smoking it out of I'm fortunate enough to have some very old briar that also pushes it to another level. But I'm not exactly sure, guys, because I am enjoying this. It's possible I didn't clean my pipe. I mean, and I don't know. I'm so anal and retentive. So I have a leather wall mount pipe rack that holds up to, like, I don't know, 15, 20 pipes or some crap. 30 pipes, something like that. I don't know. And I put all my clean pipes there. I even have them all allocated. One line is all Savinelli, one line is Brian Dorn pipes, another row of it is like miscellaneous. It's a combination of Cobb's, and I got Brody Joe's gifted pipe there, some other stuff. But it's possible that I didn't clean a pipe and I hung it on there, and it's just not something I usually do. I have a Potter Piper gifted pipe stand. It's got Rinky Dink on it, and I have a little leather pipe holder pipe stand that came with my pipe roll, and I usually allocate those two stands for, I'm exhausted, this pipe is dirty, I'm putting my pipe here, so I know, hey, I need to clean this. And the ones I hang in the leather wall mount pipe rack, those are all the clean pipes. It's very possible that I somehow or another, and I don't know how, hung a dirty pipe there, and it's just made this whole experience that much more complicated and confusing. This is kind of what I expected smoking out of the 311 KS, and I'm experiencing that now. It is not as good with the Bing, but I do believe I would give this a good review. So I don't want to confuse anybody. or make this weird, but it's kind of been a weird experience for me. But having talked to other people that smoke pipes that I talk to who've been smoking much longer than me, come to find out, from them, this really isn't that weird of an experience. A lot of blends for them, like Chillax, had very insightful things to say about it. And he was talking about stuff that I've experienced before, and I'm like, yeah, I've been there too. Blends changing after having resting time and after jarring them, and just all kinds of different weird stuff that happens that we don't document because it's too granular, it's too detailed. It's just, you want to move on to the next thing. And for whatever reason, this was just doing this weird thing in this pipe. Maybe because I didn't clean it, I don't know. Maybe because the diameter of it is just too wide, and this Virginia dominant blend really does shine in a smaller diameter bowl. I don't know. Really don't know. All I know is this is a good smoke. It's enjoyable. It's probably about 70% of the enjoyment level. My God. It's probably about 70% of the enjoyment level that I was experiencing out of my Bing, however. So I would still rate this as a good, enjoyable smoke. However, I highly recommend if you do get Hoodoo, I recommend to anyone that doesn't have a Bing to get one. That's my recommendation here. Get a Bing. If you have a Bing, fear not, get Hoodoo Ridge and smoke it out of a damn Bing. The aged briar, it could be doing some miraculous stuff that I just am ignorant of. Apparently, pipe aficionados, as Bob would say, apparently, it is a highly sought after thing, aged briar. And I don't know what quantifies aged briar, 10, 50 years. I think it's 50 or something. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure when you buy briar, it comes aged, and then I guess Brian's had this crap sitting for years, like a emergency stash of, hey, I can't get briar. Well, that's why he's been turning pipes off it, because he's had a shipment delayed. So this is not a Brian Dorn pipe recommendation video. This shit's been weird and I'm just documenting it, okay? But I will say this, if this aged briar is making my smokes that much better, I might contact Brian and be like, how much more of that aged briar do you have? And are you still turning pipes? If so, make me another Bing, please. Thank you, sir. Or make me another different pipe. I don't know. I guess my question would be, after you break a pipe in, are you stuck with the age of that briar after breaking it in, or will it continue to age? I don't know. It comes down to like porosity of the wood and the different things that happen after you age it, and the tannins inside the wood and the different things that interact with the smoke itself and the way it's seasoned and how much moisture's in it and all this other stuff. You get into organic chemistry is what it really comes down to. But I love the Hoodoo Ridge. I do not want you guys to be like, oh, this is something I should avoid. My God, please don't. Get a 10 of it at least and try it. Run it through some pipes. I'm enjoying this. So it's possible I didn't clean it, or it's possible it just had the perfect ghost of whatever I previously smoked in it did not mix well with it. But I'm smoking it on an empty stomach with coffee this time and the time before and all the times I smoked it out of my being. That's my go-to method for smoking pipe tobacco. I will smoke it after I eat also, but typically when I smoke pipe tobacco, my first smoke of the day, I don't have any food on my stomach. And that's usually the way I like to smoke. So just wanted to let you know what was going on. I mean, to be honest with you, my most cherished tobaccos that I would cellar long term, they do this stuff. It's not talked about on tobacco reviews. But even the best reviewers, people that can identify with whether or not this is something that they're going to like because they're super seasoned, I'm of the impression, regardless of them talking about it or not talking about it, everybody experiences the roller coaster when it comes to the way the tobacco lands on that particular day out of that particular pipe and everything that goes into it. Something was weird with my previous smoke, and I'm kind of leaning towards, I don't know how, but I'm kind of leaning towards, my pipe was dirty and I smoked this lovely blend out of a dirty pipe. Again, it's not shining out of this pipe the way it has in my being, but I'm kind of the opinion now, moving forward, any Virginia dominant blend, be it a straight Virginia or a Virginia Perique, I'll be smoking those probably predominantly always out of my beings. And it's probably a combination of the long stem, which makes it cooler, and the narrow bowl, which makes it cooler. I think it just shines better that way, and that's what I'll be doing. And it's weird. I feel like I'm kind of going through a breakup with my 311 KS. It's I suppose it shouldn't shock me, you know. The more you know. New experiences. I think this is done. My only complaint about this blend is, well, that's interesting. No, it's done. My only complaint about this blend is the last third does go flat. But it's a lovely smoke. Lovely retrohale. Lovely flavors. Rich, dynamic. I love the spice it carries with it. It does a lot of good stuff. I recommend people buy it and smoke it out of a Dink. Would I have given this a good review had I only smoked it out of this? I believe now I would. Which leads me to believe, and I keep repeating myself, that my pipe was probably dirty. I still don't know how the hell I did that, but just for closure and to just move on, I'm just gonna say, look, my pipe must have been dirty. It's better in a Bing. Go down and get you some Hoodoo Ridge. I'm gonna be doing another review. I'm gonna move on through the the Summit Series, Cornell Diehl Summit Series line. But I feel like I can rest now with the fact that this is a good blend. You should get it. Be well.